Yeah, good afternoon. I'm happy to be here with you. It's already five past, so 30 past five, so we're really late. So anyway, and I hope I don't tell you boring stories. So I will maybe focus a little bit on the story, and then so we have afterwards a little bit more time, maybe to go start a dialogue and to ask questions or answering your questions you have. My name is Frank Kellenberg. I'm the global head of D&I in culture. And this is different on what is on the agenda. So, and here you can see times of uncertainty and change. I've been in this role since October 1st. And before that, I was the head of OD, what is on the agenda. So we're going through this spin-off. You heard a little bit about it already from Martin. And I will give you a little bit of background and also what we do at the moment to engage our people during this uncertain time and time of ambiguity. After a short intro, I will give you a short background of the strategic review, the spin-off, where we are, what we are doing, and then I will focus on engagement, and here I will present to you a model or framework we are using, and it's about belonging, believing, and becoming. And then, as I mentioned, so hopefully we have also some time for Q&A. Okay, so Sandoz. Who's Sandoz? Do you have heard about Sandoz? Do you have an idea what it is? No? Sure, yes, yeah, okay. Don't read the slide. Thank you, yes, now you should know. In Germany, we are better known as Hexal. Hexal is maybe for some of you brand, yeah, or a well-known brand. Yes, we are Sandoz. We are a global leader in generics, pharmaceutical, and biosimilars. And what does it mean? We are a leader in off-patent medicines. So we are part, and here it's an important word, still part of Novartis. So we are a Sandoz. Sorry, we are a Novartis division, and as Sandoz, we are the generics part division of this big pharma organization. And we are well positioned in the world, so we have leading positions in different therapeutic areas like biosimilars, antibiotics, oncology, and so we cover almost a very broad offerings of medicines. And we're also trying to be a true partner to society, and this brings me to our purpose. It's about pioneering access for patients. And when you remember the presentation, or when you heard the presentations of Martin, so Novartis has a different purpose. They have the purpose reimagining medicines. And this shows already the difference between these two, let me say, organizations. So one is really going into developing new medicines, and we are the part who is copy-paste after it is off patent. So completely different value chain, completely different working environment. And this is important to know when I come to the next couple of slides. As I said, so we also try to be a true partner of the of society, and these are numbers we are really proud of, because we are reaching with our medicines around 500 million patients per year, and we have a social impact of around 182 billion. So which is really great numbers, and which also helps us as an organization to be proud of what we are doing. So now I come to a very interesting story. So you can call it a spin-off or strategic review, or you can also call it a divorce. Because this is how we felt a little bit when Novartis announced last year in Q3 with a press release that maybe we need to look into our relationship. Maybe we need to rethink if we're still a good couple or good relationship, if this is the best place for you to stay with us in this house, in this one Novartis house. And that was a little bit like, on the one hand, expected, because we not really fit into the strategy and the vision of a Novartis organization anymore, because they really want to bring medicines forward. They really want to develop new medicines in new ways. And as I said, so we are copying it, so we are not part of it really. But on the other hand, it's hard when your partner tells you, it was a good journey, you know, but maybe we come to a point where we need to split. And this is how we felt a little bit, and we started the strategic review. So a lot of work streams started and worked on the possible options. So it could be, as mentioned here, everything. So it wasn't clear if it's really a split or if we stay in this organization, maybe in a different structure, different org design, whatever. So, but then we came to this year, August 25th, and here it was clear. Novartis said, okay, it's over. Yeah, so now we're working on the divorce and bringing you in a position where you can become a standalone organization. Here we are. So we are now end of the year. So I think it's pretty clear. Yes, we will go this way. And it's really interesting what's happening in an organization, because some of your people, they say, yeah, great. Now we have the time. Now it's our time. Now we can move forward. Now we can really do what we want. And others said, but it was also really cozy and nice, staying at Novartis. Yeah, because they decided, and yeah, so we were not really responsible for all the things we did. And otherwise, they also could pay for it if we went maybe not so good through the year and had not so much profit. So anyway, we thought from a P&O perspective, people in an organization perspective, there's another question we need to answer. How can we attract and retain our talents for a future standalone organization? And that was also the feedback we received, because people ask us, what do you do that I stay with you, and not moving back to Novartis in the next couple of months? We said, good question, yeah. And I just brought 2 pictures with you because it's a challenge, yeah. We are talking about as Novartis as a big pharma organization with around 100,000 employees around the world. When we look into our Sandoz division, with everything we will get after this spin-off, we are around 22,000 people. So, and the pictures are our campuses. We have here the Novartis campus in Basel. Very nice place. I don't know who have seen it already, a great architecture, big buildings, like a city, When I was there for the first time, I was so excited because I had the feeling everyone's coming to Novartis, to the campus, you can meet people there, you can go to restaurants, you have a shop, you have a pharmacy, everything, yeah, it's fantastic, yeah, and it's along the Rhine, so it's really cool, it's really nice, and really attracted people. And this is our campus in Holzkirchen. Don't laugh. It's a really nice campus. I really love it. I like it. I'm based there. And it's a really nice one, but it's different. And it's close to Munich, so it's 30 kilometers away from Munich. You have great view. You see the Alps, yeah? But around you is nothing. So there are cows around you, farmers, so it's not so international. You don't have the feeling, but people are really proud working there because they love love our purpose. They love the organization, and it's really nice place. It's more cozy. Yeah. But for attracting people, it's maybe not so easy to attract people to Holzkirchen. So this will not be our only headquarter, because we are also a public listed company in Switzerland. That means we also have there a kind of headquarter. However, it looks like we don't know, because at the moment we are still at the Novartis campus, but we don't think after a divorce that's a good thing to stay in the house of your divorce partner. So let's see, we look into it. So anyways, this is one of the questions, and we also ask other questions. We ask ourselves, okay, when we look into employer branding, what do we need? So we really need to find a good employee value proposition. We need to work on communication, and we have some great sessions. And maybe someone saw on LinkedIn, I just can recommend that our CEO and our Chief HR Officer, they have a presentation on November 21st and presenting our future. We have a corporate identity, but we need to further develop this corporate identity, and also we need to further develop our culture. And today I was very sorry, but I had to jump out for 2 calls we had with our change agent, where we presented them the results of our culture survey we just run. It was involving our people to get feedback, what kind of culture they think we need to become a successful organization, to be a successful Sandoz also in the future. Because what Martin presented, the old culture of Novartis was good and is still good. And we learned a lot and we really benefited from it. So we said, yeah, but we need to further develop it because we can't just keep it like it is and we can't just keep the values. And the unburst is one word or one value we definitely can't have because it's Novartis and it's linked to VAS and the organization, and we need to find our own identity with our own culture. So we started our culture journey, our Sandoz specific one, and it's really great and it's interesting to see, you know, how people are involved and engaged they are when you ask them from the beginning, please give us feedback. Yeah, what do you think? What are the values? Which makes us successful? Please give us feedback. Let's start the dialogue. And I had 2 sessions today with our change agent, and it was really great because they already gave us feedback on the values, but also on other topics like hybrid working, what is expected from us as an organization. So a lot of things, but we started this dialogue, and I think this is important in this time that we have the dialogue and that we keep the connection to our people. So we worked on this, we work on the reputation, and what is important, and I mentioned to you, we need to look into our organization and need to take care about our people, about our talent. And when I talk about talent, I mean everyone. So it's everyone who is important for us in an organization, and we need to take care about them, and we need to engage them. And here I would like to start with a definition of engagement. It says engage in something, engage somebody in something. So formal, to take part in something, to make somebody take part in something. And this is what we wrote on our, on our agenda, that we said, okay, let's start and bring people together, connect with our people. And I present to you in a second a model we used. But before that, I think it's important to mention that employee engagement is just an output of the employee experience. So it's also important to consider you need to work on the experience. And we heard a lot about, okay, work experience, workplace experience, and this is something which really brings people together, the experience they have, and should be positive experience. It should be a good one. And this is what we said is important for us when we create a kind of model. But we also looked into our data and said, okay, where do we come from? And I want to share with you a couple of data or numbers. And these are the numbers from our latest Our Voice, which is our engagement survey. I think all of you have a kind of survey run yearly, maybe half yearly. So we run it quarterly, and we got feedback from our people, which is really, really high compared to internal and external benchmark. So what does it mean? We have a good basis where we come from. We have an engagement score of 81, which is really high when we look externally to benchmarks, which is in the top 25%. And you see there's a very consistent trend here as well. And also when it was announced already last year, so we're still high. So we already make something good, yeah. So we keep our people engaged already. So we have a lot of we have a high response rate of 76% and more than 3,000 comments, which shows us people are really interested and to give feedback and to be involved and and to be part of this organization. And this is helpful, but we also looked into external research, and I just want to share with you one which was really important for us. It was a McKinsey study, which looked into an organization and asked employees and employers what engaged them, what let them stay with their employer. What do they think employees need so that they stay with an organization? And interesting was that we had they found out some topics which are important for employees and employers. So it's about work-life integration, engaged by work and new ways of work. But they also found out that there are some importances for employees which are not really appreciated or seen by the employers. And you see valued by manager, belonging, potential for advancement, having caring and trusting teammates. And this again gave us a hint that we need to look into the connection, into the relationship to our people, because these things are more or less relational. And when you think about what happens in a divorce. Yeah, what is important? I don't know who now is a mediator. What do mediators? They ask, what do you need? They look into the needs of the people, not about the financial stuff and all these things. They are, what do you need now, you know? And this is also what we ask ourselves when we said, okay, let's find a model where we can use to ask this question or to support these basic needs people have. So here now the framework, the model we're using, it's based on a model from Dave Ulrich, but we adapted it a little bit, and we said, okay, we have 3 topics or 3 work conditions where we think employee experience can be created in a positive way. It's about belonging. So we demonstrate care and connection with our associates through this period of uncertainty. And now I come through my to my D&I head. So I think this is also what you always hear. It's not just about diversity. It's not about equity. It's about inclusion. And then you create the sense of belonging, the feeling of belonging. So this is important so that people feel they still belong to this organization. And when you create or need to create a new environment, a new organization, then it's much more important that people feel I'm still part of it. I'm still, you know, feel belonging to this organization. So this is one of the top priorities for us. It's about believing, for sure. Yeah, you need to be successful. I mentioned it when we ask people what kind of values make us successful in the future. It's also important to create this believing in the future. So we create a clear vision for our associates why and how we go for growth in 2022 plus. So why it's good that they stay with us, that they work together with us on our future, and that we are still successful in the future. And last but not least, become. And here we provide opportunities to learn and grow from the work. And this is important because this is also the feedback we receive all the time, that people looking for personal and professional growth. And if you don't show people that they can grow, they will also say goodbye. And I heard this morning, and maybe you remember the guy from, I don't know, the company, he presented and said it's not just the leader why people leave an organization. It's because they don't see that they can develop themselves, develop professionally. So here it's also important to give them these perspectives. And who plays a critical role in this is our leaders, because they are the multipliers. They are the ambassadors of this whole change. And here we think these are important people to involve in an early stage, and they are the people who go back into their local organizations and also to work with their teams, with their departments, with their organizations. And we have expectations, clear expectations to our leaders. First is they are leaders. They need to lead through this change, through this spin-off. We also see them as the people managers, so they need to lead and support their teams to go through this change. And last but not least, they are also individuals. So they are also feeling it by their own. And this is also important for us to connect with them, to help them, to support them, that they feel equipped and able to go back to their teams, to their organizations, and manage this change. Let's go a little bit into the details. So building a sense of belonging by caring and creating connection. And here I want to highlight a study we ran a couple of months ago. And this is an important, for us, the most important study from a P&O perspective we ran in the last couple of years. It was about psychological safety. And we, like other companies, thought it's worthwhile to look into this construct of psychological safety, this special trust team oriented trust construct, and we implemented it by using frameworks from Amy Edmondson, some research, but we always had the feeling, are we doing the right things, or are we offering our organization the right things? So we decided to run a study to generate causal evidence what works. And this is interesting because when you look outside, there's a lot of correlation studies, but no studies really looked into what do I need to do to have this effect or this impact. So that was important for us, and based on some internal feedback, we decided to focus on one-to-one meetings in Teams, and that means the meetings the manager has with the direct report and what he can do. And we created these, or we had a 3-armed randomized control trial, so very complicated. So, but it's something what we also do when we look into vaccination, so if it works or not. So we had a control group. They received nothing, just the information. We run a study and we will use your data. Is it okay or not? If not, then you can drop off. And we had 2 intervention groups, and one was about the individuation and the others was about removing blockers. And easier, it's about needs and it's about task. So we ask managers to focus on the needs of their direct reports on the one hand, and here we ask them, let the team member lead the session, ask open questions, really try to understand what are the needs and how you can support the direct report in this situation. Very simple, very clear. And the others were about the removing blockers. It was about focusing on tasks. And here the question was more about what can I do? How can I support you to remove blockers, to find priorities, whatever. Yeah, and what we found out at the end was that to create a psychological safe environment, it's really, really good if you focus on the individual needs of your direct reports. So also here, something where we said, okay, we are on the right track. We are looking to the right direction. So we need to ask our people, what is your need and how can we support you? And the most powerful question is, how can I support you? And by the way, after presenting the studies, we got a lot of positive feedback, and people said, yeah, great, sounds good. Yeah, now, what kind of program do we have? What kind of information do we send? What kind of campaign do we have? And we said, no, please look into the results of the study. It's really just these 3 steps a manager should do. Yeah, open, listening, be empathetic, and ask questions and find together a solution. That's it. So we didn't create anything, no workshop, no training program, nothing, just a 1-pager. And this 1-pager we circulate around and around and send it again. And today I received the question where people said, hey, now we worked 2 years on psychological safety. Maybe now we can really just focus on our values. And I said, no, that's not the case. Yeah, we did a lot and we made some progress, but now we really have to still use this progress to work on our future culture. So without a psychological safe environment, a safe work environment, you can't really create a new organization or a new identity. Yeah, because we, as I said, we need the feedback of our people. We need to have the dialogue, and here we need to have an open dialogue, not people who are just pleasing or whatever. And then, when they look back and say, okay, I don't care. No, we really want that our people care about this change and supporting it. Believing, and here just short, and I think you all do the same. So we have long-term views, so we call it big, bold objectives, and these are important. So because not just for a team or for an individual to look into the longer-term future, but it's also important for an organization to look into the future and to see, okay, what is important in 2-3 years. And this is what we're doing at the moment. We're creating this kind of vision. We know where we want to go. We have a strategy in place. We will follow the strategy, and we know that we will become the most attractive generic and biosimilars organization in the future. And but it's also important, and this is what we also heard from our people, in these kind of times of uncertainty, you need to have near-term objectives. You need guidance, you need orientation, you need to know where you go. And here it also comes back to our study. It helps really to look into the task intervention I mentioned. So it's really helping people to find their priorities, to remove blockers so that they can also achieve their short-term objectives. Okay, I mentioned this already. And last but not least, become, it's about opportunities. And here it's important for us to have these regular development conversations. And we call it check-ins. We have it on a regular basis. We recommend to have it on a monthly basis. And it's about, okay, also here listening to the employee, where they want to go, where they want to develop, where they need development, and to get also feedback to see, okay, are we prepared for the future? Do we have the skills? Do we have the competencies for the future? And this is really important, and this is what you can figure out in these dialogues. And it helps us to also support our priorities and our strategy. And what is important here is, we have a development toolkit resources. So here we really support and help our people and our leaders. And we also call it, we democratized the development. We have some tools in place where employees can be proactive, can put their profile in a pool and in a tool, and then they can be in a pool and they can find projects and things like that. We have My Potential, which also helps them to identify their learning needs, and we have Match Learn, which also helps in learning, so find learning resources in our world where they can do a kind of self-learning, self-development. So a lot of things which helps the leaders and their teams here also to find the right resources, the right things to develop and to be prepared for the future. Last but not least, what do we do? What do we offer? And I just mentioned I had some calls, and this is one of these formats we offer. So we try to connect with our people as much as possible. So we have these global webcasts, we have these town halls, we have leaders meetings, all these things. But especially here for this framework, we introduced People Manager Forum, a pragmatic and voluntary format which focuses on engagement. And we connect via these format quarterly with all leaders. So no hierarchy. So it's really everyone can participate. It will be recorded. It can be listened afterward again, where we introduce some practical tips, tools, which helps people to go through this, to manage this change, but also to get feedback. And also here we have the dialogue. And additionally to these forums, we also send monthly emails with a lot of supports, resources, and also information. And which is really important, and this is always to mention, so also locally there's a lot of support. So our P&O or HR colleagues, they are there to support the managers and teams on a local basis. And with this, I come to an end, and I just have to say thank you for your attention, and looking forward to the dialogue we have a little bit later.
Very good. So thank you, Frank.